Why? All right, we can have the music.
Yeah, is it Lavuki? You're on spotlight.
Okay, I'll let us know when to stop the music. Welcome to Kabod Lounge. Welcome. I'm your moderator this evening. My name is Funke Ogunoike, popularly known as Mrs. La Funky. Okay, you probably want to know I said Kabod Lounge, and then you'll see me showing us probably Kabod Chapel. Let me tell you a little bit more about Kabod Lounge, okay? Before I ask our guests to introduce themselves. This is the maiden edition of Kabod Lounge. Can I just get people to clap? If you're watching online, please use the emoji of clapping or thumbs up. This is the maiden edition of Kabod Lounge. Okay, please let's get a round of applause. So Kabod Lounge is an arm of RCCG Kabod Chapel. It's going to be holding every third Friday of the month, okay? So it's going to be like a conversational sort of style, discussion, like you're in a lounge. Let's say we were literally in a physical place. We'll be in a lounge discussing in a conversational style. So we're going to be using that to approach also virtually to discuss. So Kabod Lounge is an arm of RCCG Kabod Chapel. And Kabod Lounge is going to be holding every third Friday of the month. Different topics will be discussed, ranging from relationship, career, finances, and many more. And tonight, as you know, because you've probably seen the flyer already, we're going to be discussing the friend zone. I have 4 guests tonight, okay, this evening, and they're going to be discussing this topic with us, okay, the friend zone, okay. Before we start, I'd like to obviously appreciate the pastors in the house. I believe they're in the house. Pastor Yoride and his wife, thank you for this opportunity to moderate this. And for the guests, thank you for being a part of the maiden edition of Kabod Lounge. You are so special, I must say, to be launching this with us this evening. Okay, let me get my guests to introduce themselves. I really like that our guests, we've got like a diverse range of guests. We've got the men, we've got the women as well. So I'm gonna start with, okay, I'm seeing Mr. P. Mr. P, I really want to know what Mr. P is about because the name here says Clinton Wilson, and I'm seeing Mr. P. So we're gonna start with Mr. P, Clinton Wilson. Tell us a bit about yourself. Let people know more about you in Kabod Lounge.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good evening. Thank God it's Friday. You can know how happy I am to be here to have this weekend. Yeah, starting with this with Kabod Lounge, which is great. My name is Clinton Wilson. I'm a project manager. Married, obviously, yes. With a wonderful, beautiful son, Japhet. I'm so proud of him. Prayer manager. Yeah, I think that should be fine for Kabod Lounge.
Yeah, and we need to know what Mr. P stands for. What does this stand for?
Mr. P. It's a nickname. People call Mr. P. Probably, yeah. So P stands for Pastor or Clinton. So if you call me P. Clinton or Pastor Clinton or Mr. President, it depends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome Clinton. Clinton is married, he has a wife and a wonderful son. Clinton, Mr. P, is a pastor, and Clinton it will tell you more. As he's speaking, you'll be hearing how loaded it is. Because I know that he talks about relationship, purpose, properties, the word of God. You are a total package. Okay, thank you, Clinton, for being our guest this evening. Thank you so much. I'm going to move to a lady now. Let's start with Mope. Mope, would you like to tell us more about you? Welcome to Kabod Lounge this evening.
Thank you very much for having me. Good to be here.
So tell us a bit about yourself. Yeah.
My name is Mope Oyetunji. I'm married. I'm an engineer, so I'm a materials and corrosion engineer. I'm also an entrepreneur. And yeah, I'm a daughter of Zion. So I have a podcast as well. Clinton's going.
Yeah.
I have a podcast called The 360 Lady. And I own a fashion line called Asha West.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, also into charity, so very passionate about that. So yeah, that's just
Oh wow, you are loaded. Only you. How do you do it all? Oh wow. Please let us know. What did you say your podcast is called again? 360?
It's called The 360 Lady.
360 Lady, that's nice. So welcome.
Well, you can see me as a man, not just for ladies.
Okay,
yeah,
so
get on the ship for your wives, your everybody, mother, grandmas, daughters.
That's good. I will probably may find out more later on to know more about what people do and if there's anything you like, you think that the Kabod Lounge audience will benefit from knowing. So welcome, Mope, this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now let's move over to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, thank you for joining us this evening. Tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Emmanuel Owebe. I work as a PCI compliance associate. I'm a singer, an actor, an MC, a presenter. I'm not married yet like Clinton, and I'm not a pastor. But yeah, some people call me Jack of all trades, master of all.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact is my father's name is Jack, so they said, you definitely didn't miss that, so that's why you're probably Jack of all trades. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here also.
Thank you. So it's good to have a married man and a man that is not married yet. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for joining us this evening. And then to our final guest, Amma. Is Amma there? Amma, would you like to introduce yourself?
I don't think she's...
Okay, so Amma may be having technical difficulties. And also, welcome to everyone watching Kabod Lounge on Facebook. You're welcome. If you're watching on Facebook, you're welcome. And if you're watching on YouTube on Kabod Chapel, you're welcome. We welcome you. You're very important to us this evening. Or whenever you're catching up, we appreciate you. We honor you for joining, for watching as well. Please feel free to contribute, leave a comment, and also ask questions. And I can see some people are also part of this on Zoom as well. So you're welcome. For those watching on Zoom as well, that part of it, you're all welcome. Thank you for joining us. Once again, as you know, this is Kabod Lounge. We're going to be discussing about the friend zone. I really can't wait to know what our guests will be telling us. I'm here to learn as well. Okay, I want to know people that are married, when they were single, they knew anything about the friend zone, or was it until they married that they heard the word friend zone? Okay, so I think we should probably start ladies first, okay? And then we'll move on to the men. Okay, so Mope, what is your understanding of friend zone? What does it mean?
For me, it's an interesting one, because friend zone for me is when a woman or a man, falls in love with a man or woman, but one party does not feel the same way, and they're just seen as a friend, and they don't want to take it further into the relationship, so they're put into a zone of friendship.
Oh wow! So when a woman and a man, somebody falls in love, and they just put that person in a zone of friendship. Okay, thank you for that. What about you, Mr. P. Clinton? Do you agree with what Mope said there?
I think I agree with what she said, to be honest. Yeah, I think I agree with what she said. Yeah, most times it's be a situationship. And funny enough, that both of them can actually be in love with each other. Because of probably situation or environment, or for example, probably you fell in love with your good friend ex, it's things like that, or I've seen very weird situations like that, and yeah, so things like that can probably, you guys probably say, okay, let's be friends, or the person might be too young for you, or the person, just there are different situations that can actually lead to friendship. But I think the typical one is the one Mokwe has described, which is, most especially, I'll talk from a guy's perspective. A girl has probably two or a couple guys, or has like a guy, but probably feels one, doesn't like some part of the guy. Then she friends-zone the guy and still, wants the benefit of relationship, the attention of relationship, but still, friend-zoning the guys. And a lot of people do it these days, to be honest.
Thank you, Clinton. Clinton has brought another perspective to this, which I never even thought about. So, Mokwe, you were saying that when at least one person falls in love, like somebody falls in love, but Clinton is saying that actually both of them may like each other, but due to one reason or the other, they've decided to maybe friend zone each other. That's a good perspective to know that actually both of them may actually like each other or fall in love, maybe. Emmanuel, any thoughts around what friend zone is? Any tweets you want to add to it, or that we've not really mentioned?
Yeah, so basically it's the combination of what the two of, okay, you can hear me. It's the combination of what the two of them just said. So it's that friendship, so it's like a relationship, a friendship, and a situationship together, but the center ground, so it's like a war zone, but they have to choose a center ground, which is the situationship. So the two of them likes each other, or maybe one of them likes the other one, but because of probably the delay to interpret or say what he or she feels for the other person, and then just watching and just playing as a friend to the other person, then ends up being in that zone where the person just probably just see you as a friend or as a brother or something like that. So sometimes the other person might know, and sometimes the other person might actually not know that you're feeling for them. Yes, so it's possible. So they might just say, oh, this guy looks like a good friend that always helped me, not thinking that, oh, he's actually playing this, he's actually doing this thing because he likes me this way. But no, he's a good friend, so they just put you in that zone, and then they have eyes for people outside, and sometimes come back to you to complain about the guys that don't like them.
Are you serious? That's another perspective right there. So Emmanuel is saying that in this sort of friend zone, the person may not even, okay, you have two friends, the person may not even know that like the other guy or the girl likes you. So we can have that angle as well. So different angle of friends. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the friend zone in the Kabod land. Please contribute. What is your understanding of friend zone as we go along discussing? Please feel free to use the chat section on Zoom if you're joining us on Zoom, on Facebook, on YouTube. Please feel free to comment. So we've had different perspectives right now when it comes to friend zone. One person liking the other person. Both of them are friends. One person liking other person. Clinton mentioned they can actually both like each other, but due to circumstances or something, they've just not taken it to that level. And then Emmanuel mentioned something that I picked up from what he said, that actually the person may not even know that that person likes them, that this like them to another level. Okay, I was gonna ask you before I ask you probably a personal question if you've been stuck in a friend zone before. Okay, this time I'm gonna start with Emmanuel, but before I ask, I'd like to ask you: do you think a man or woman explain are usually sidelined into that friend zone? Is it like when we talk about the ratio, do men experience it more than women when it comes to somebody being sidelined into this friend zone? Emmanuel, over to you. I want to start with the men this time, since I started from, okay? So Clinton, get ready.
The first question is about the percentage of those that falls into this particular, and the second question is what?
No, we are not doing that yet.
Statistically speaking, or observationally.
Observationally.
I might be throwing some punchlines and some words like that that might have meaning or not have meaning. That's because I'm a comedian and I'm empty. So
That's okay.
they just flow out. So just put them in. But yeah, I think talking about statistics or percentage, I think men fall into this category more than women because we know that, okay, in general, we do more of the chasing the woman. We always go for them, kind of like them. We are like the hunters. So when it comes to that stage, sometimes depending on how the guy feel or his inability, to express himself, he ends up being in that position. So most times it's always the guys. Yeah, probably 70-30 or 60.
Okay, hope you are hearing. If you're watching, please use the chat section on Zoom, Facebook, or YouTube. Emmanuel is saying that when we think about the percentage, he thinks because the men, they do the chasing more, the guy does the chasing. He probably experiment of the friends of the guys to sideline. Okay, Clinton, what do you think? Ladies, I need to hear from you. Do you think guys are more sideline when it comes to friends? So they are the ones that are like, oh no, I will see you as a friend. Clinton, Mr. P.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I think I agree. I've seen a lot of guys being friend zoned. Yeah, I think more guys are get friends zoned, obviously, because they do the chasing. You see, someone said here, I would say more like 90 to 10.
Are you serious? That's Onome. Onome is a guy. Onome said 90-10. So guys expressing more.
Exactly. So guys experience it more. Oh yes, I've seen ladies experience it, and yeah, I've been a partaker of that. Probably we'll go into that later. But guys, experience it more, to be honest.
Okay. Mope, your view as a lady?
Totally. I think I would agree with both because traditionally men experience it more. Maybe not 90-10, but traditionally a man would chase the woman. But I think a lot of people are now woke, and you find a lot more women being friend zoned now. But I'll say traditionally, yes, a lot of guys experience it more and are friend zoned for several factors, which we'll probably go into later on. But yes, traditionally. But now it's 2021. You find a lot of women also falling into this friend zone because you find a lot of women chasing after the guys, which that's a different topic entirely. But yes, traditionally.
Oh, I'm feeling sorry for men now. From 90 to 10, 70 to 10. I wonder what that feels like. I wonder what that feels like for men that have been sidelined. Please use the chat section on Zoom, on Facebook, or YouTube. I wonder what it really feels like. So over to the guys that thank you to our guests. Contribution, please feel free. Let me start with Clinton this time. Have you ever been stuck in a friend zone? Or if you know anybody that's been stuck, please maintain anonymity. You don't mention their names. Have you ever been stuck or know anybody? Probably it's a man now that has been sidelined.
Yeah, to be honest, I have had a lot of friends that have been sidelined into friend zone. But not to sound cocky, when I was still unmarried or when I still have a relationship, I've been unfortunately enough to friend zone a lot of people.
You've been the one friend zoning ladies. Oh.
Ima is laughing because he can testify to some of it. We went to the same unit together. So yeah, unfortunately enough, I've been the one doing the friend zone. Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys who have been friend zone too. But yeah, on my own part, I've been the one doing the friend zone.
So would you say, because obviously you're coming from you were like probably a unit campus fellowship president, pastor.
I was a unit president, I was a fellowship president, I was a campus pastor.
Oh, ladies to be flocking around you.
Yeah, so yeah, I had friends with a lot of people in the past. Sorry to them, but yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. So you did nobody friend zone you.
I can't even be in that situation because I'm kind of very straightforward person. If something is not 100%, I don't go for it. Probably someone has told me in the past that probably because of I get scared of taking no as an answer. So I probably not want to get into that point where I'll be friend zone. I always say something I'm 100% guaranteed. I'm sure that this person would definitely say yes. Yeah, I'm one of
Oh,
those.
wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting to know. Emmanuel, what about you? Have you ever been stuck in the friend zone? Or is you that you are friend zone ladies?
I would say both ways, but yes, I've been stuck in that dimension. Yeah, one of the first ones I actually would remember is where I tried expressing myself, and you would be shocked with the reply she said. And she went, when I told her I actually liked her, and she was like, "God forgive you," and I was like, "Okay, so I'm the sinner now," kind of
God
thing.
forgive you.
Yes, that's what she said. So it was as if what I said was a sin or something like that. So I couldn't actually explain my reaction or feeling at that moment, and I didn't know if either I just committed a sin or what did I do. And then I just left it there. And funny thing is, I'm still friends with this person till today after a couple of years. So,
Oh my friend.
yeah. So I was a wounded soldier in that dimension too. But yeah, and I've also seen men that have been friend zoned, like loads of them.
Okay, before I come to Mokwe as well, how did it feel for you to have been to be sidelined? How did it feel?
That's why I called it wounded soldier, because
Did you Mokwe hearing all the single sisters are listening? I'm sure we have the other side as well. You say you felt like a wounded.
yeah, because this is it. When you're trying, it's like you're trying to get something, or you're trying to go for something, and then it's rejection. Everyone knows how you feel, like how you feel when you were rejected once you're trying to get something. So that's the thing, that feeling of rejection. But I think depending on what you're rejected from, it depends on the how you feel the.
Or in life where we experience rejection, was it the how it was done or something?
Yes, in life you experience rejection. Now let's use different examples. Now, imagine, let's say you're doing a door-to-door sales job, and then you go and you're trying to sell to, let's say, 10 people in an estate, and probably 8 or 9 of them say no, they don't want to buy whatever thing you're selling. That's a form of rejection, and you feel bad that, of course, you're not going to make money, but it wouldn't like break your heart that much, because there's still tomorrow, like, because it's just Monday probably, or Friday, or you come back tomorrow. Now, let's say you organized a setting where you want to engage your lady or so, and then she said no. That's a different feeling. So that's what I'm talking about, the categories of how you feel the pain. So that's how it is.
And considering people say that we are to marry our friends, so I don't really know why friends are not saying yes, to be honest. Why friends are sidelining? Please leave a comment in there. We have the hands up. I think if that's correct. Jane, you want to say something? Just Jane, your hands is up.
Yeah, hi, sorry. I was just sorry, I just logged in now and I was just trying to understand what's going on. But from everything that I've heard, from my own perspective and from my own experience, I would say that it's very important for a man to be able to express and define his relationship. If you want something, you should be able to say, this is what I'm working towards. I want to marry you. You should be able, from a Christian perspective, you should be able to say those things that God has commanded us to do. And if God has commanded you to marry someone, you should be able to express that. I personally, again, I don't believe in dating. Maybe because myself and my husband were friends. We never dated at all. And it was true within that time that we were friends that he proposed to me. So, but during all the times we knew ourselves, we were friends. I was dating someone, he wasn't, but he knew everything because we were good friends and we were able to relate. So from my own perspective, I would say that it is very important for you to say, this is what I want. If you like a girl, or the other way around, nowadays, a woman would be the one to like the man. If you like someone, I would say it's better for you to express and say exactly what you want, and not going about the bush, going around the bush. You don't know how to say, this is what I want. When you know and God has told you, this is my wife, and you are convinced that this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, it is very important that you let the person know. So rather than going around the bush trying to find a way to tell the person, you just need to ask God to give you boldness and to give you the right time, the right opportunity. Let him give you that area, that place for you to be able to express yourself. So that's just my own opinion from my own personal experience. I've never been friend zoned before. I have friends, so I expect that since we were friends, we are friends. So I don't understand the friend zone or you've not said anything. So I would say, yes, you are my friend because you've not actually made your intention known. You have to make your intention known first for me to be able to say, okay, you are in friend zone or you are not. So what I'm trying to say is it is very important that you express yourself, say what you really want. Don't just be going around. Let your intention be known. And let it be known really quickly because there's no time to waste. So if you
like that,
there's no time at all. So if you want someone and you want this person to know that this is how you feel, you want to be something, whatever, to the person, you should be able to say, this is what I want. And because that's what my husband did. He didn't go around. He just told me, I want to marry you. And I believe God had said it, that you are my wife, and I want you to pray about it. And that was it.
Sister Jane, so you didn't sidetrack your husband at all, because he made intention that he defined that relationship very clearly.
From the very beginning.
That's good.
We were friends. So I wouldn't say he was friend zoned because we've just been friends.
Okay.
He was my friend from the start. But when the whole thing shifted, he made it clear again. I don't want you to be my friend anymore. I want you to be my wife because I see that God has said it, and I want you to know that this is how I want things to go going forward. And it's left for me to say, okay, yes or no. So rather than deceiving yourself, why don't you let the person know how you feel? Yes, it may hurt if the person doesn't feel the same way, but it's best for you to express yourself and let the person know how you feel. So if he or she is not for you, then you move on. So that way you won't be friend zoned. You know that you have made your intention clear. And if that is not how the other person is feeling, then you move forward.
You move forward. Thank you so much, Jane, for that. And even from the survey that was done by Kabod Chapel, for this 86% of male says they've been stalked, 57% said they've been stalked. So that means, from what Jane is saying, well, from what I heard anyway, the responsibility of the person defining that relationship, the man needs to make his intention clear. So now, like Moke said, ladies are woke, they may want to ask, excuse me, what's going on? What are you doing with me? So make it quite clear. So somebody wants to be hot, you want to take it to another level, at least you've not left it too late. Okay, Moke, Clinton, Emmanuel, were you raising your hand?
Yes, I was raising my hand, but I think others can talk, but then we'll move forward.
Okay. Do you want to say something before I read the comment section, the chat?
I think there's a bit of, I don't really think all situations, not like totally disagreeing what she said, but I think it's different because we need to look at the situation of everything. And I think two critical ingredients of, or two critical factors in being friend zoned are chemistry, which is one, and also timing. The Bible even says there's a time for everything, right? I personally know in university, people we grow, we're all in uni together, right? And the guy initially likes the girl, but she just saw him as like literally no chemistry, like unless we're friends. They continued together as friends and it was great. And that's why I said timing. Years and years after, this is like what, 8-10 years after uni, they got married 2 years ago and they're happily married. So I feel, it's not black and white. That's why I was a bit like, I think two ingredients are chemistry, and because the chemistry will not be there, but timing is also important because guess what? You can be saying the right things at the wrong time, right? And you can be saying the wrong things because there are a lot of people that say the very wrong things at the right time. So I don't really think it's black and white like that. So, I mean, I think timing also matters as well. Obviously, like being led by the Holy Spirit. And yes, God might be telling you, but are you having the wisdom to say at the right time for the girl to know? Or I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying. The timing,
it's not totally black and white.
attraction, and all that. Okay, I think Clinton is smiling. Clinton probably wants to say something. Let me just read what Onome has written in the chat section. Onome said, just like Jane said, that clarity from a guy is the best way. Over time, I learned to be as direct from the first conversation. That way, it was clear what the expectations were. The question is, when a guy's made his intention very clear, and the lady said no, does the guy continue? Like Emmanuel's case, Emmanuel hasn't said he continued, he was hurt by it. Yeah, but look, you say you remain friend, that's good to know. Clinton, you want to say something? Amma, if you're there, please put a comment in the chat section so that I can call you. Clinton, you want to say something?
Not necessarily. I'm just smiling because I agree to so much extent to what Mokwe was saying, and also to be honest, Jane's experience too is valid because that's her experience, and it's not everyone will have those sort of experiences. Because but one of the things I wanted to say to Jane was there's a possibility that even during their friendship there was feelings, because if there was no feelings, there's no way you'd have said yes. Unless if it takes you probably another 2 years, another 3 years later in the future, you said yes. Because if not, you would say yes. Even I tell people that even if God tells you,
you must be attracted or
my son, my father, my daughter, my daughter, this man is your husband. If you don't agree to it, God will still find another wife or another husband for that person. So there must be a feeling. There must be feelings. Even at the point of where he said it, or if you don't have feelings, then probably you will take a time for it to grow feelings.
Grow in that relationship.
In that relationship, you might even be friends yourself at that time, without even knowing. And you just be kind as friendship, because a lot of people hide feelings on that friendship, and we are just friends. I know a couple that they were friends. They were all friends, hanging out together, friends, going to friends. And they might say, oh, we are just friends. They might say, oh, he's my best friend. They proposed to each other recently, and before the point of proposal, they were always saying that they are friends. So how come that? So feelings can be there, and so like Momoko said, it's not black and white. A lot of people have different feelings.
So we are hearing that.
A lot of ladies too, will show in my own certain situations. A lot of ladies will show that, oh yes, their feelings and everything. I will probably know their feelings, and I will be saying, oh, at some point there's someone that I actually sat down and said, you are doing A, you are doing B, you are doing C, you are doing E, you are doing F. I know, I'm seeing them, because we are not blind. Sometimes there are signs, there are a lot of signals being sent. I know, but this thing cannot happen. And the person said, oh, we are fine. No, not a problem. Don't sit like that. I'm just doing it as a friend. Okay, no problem. 3 months down the line, I'm not caring enough. I'm not nice enough. I'm not considering feelings. But I sat to that and said, this thing cannot work. I said, we are fine. So sometimes too, if you don't, there's certain of will I say care you should not accept if you don't really have intentions for someone. I can say that boldly.
That's a fantastic point. There's a level of care that you should not be accepted. Also, even some benefit you should not be accepted if you're not interested. I like that point.
You should be, if you are set firm, and it's both ways, both the female, both the guys' way. So it took me a lot of years to understand this, because I realized that Sister A is bringing food to hostess.
Or cooking for you, that kind of thing. You're accepting.
Exactly. And my roommates, they are enjoying, they're happy. They say, the best person family. So you realize that I said, no, okay, sorry, if it's the food, don't be angry. Please stop cooking, and a lot of things. So yeah, there are a lot of examples I can use.
Yeah. Thank you for that. One thing I'm picking out here also is in this friendship, some people financially they've invested in the friendship. Timing, they've invested in it. It could be their time, their resources, and then suddenly the girl is saying I'm not interested, or the guy is saying I'm not interested. Yes, you've been enjoying all this free jollof rice, you've been enjoying all this pounded yam, or you've been enjoying all the, maybe going to TGI Fridays or something, and then suddenly you say, I'm not interested. If that's the case, then probably you need to set boundaries. Moke, have you actually been talking? Have you been silent? I've not asked you.
No, I have not. But I know we're all talking about friends and friends, but friendzone is actually not a bad thing every time. It's actually not. I haven't.
Better to know in advance than last minute.
Well, yes, but like I'm piggybacking on what Clinton said when he said, if God reveals to you that this is a person for you, and you say no, He'll still bring someone else. Now, whether or not that person is, who knows? But it also has to do with your purpose as well. But that's a different topic. But like for me personally, I feel like friend zone sometimes. Number one, the person is not canceling you. The person still appreciates something. I know, yeah, we see as a negative, right? There are some people that a guy might want to tell you intentions, and you're like, nah, I'm not talking to this guy again. Cancel. There are actually people like that. But the fact that the person still wants to be friends with you, and some people genuinely see you as a friend, and they don't want an adulterated friendship. They really just want to be your friends. There's something about you they appreciate. So friend zones are not entirely bad, and for some people, the ones that are like really, really strong, that eventually move on, you get like a better, healthier, more romantic version of yourself. So I won't say it's always a bad thing. I haven't been friend zoned.
You've never been. Okay, can I just say I've actually been friend zoned? Somebody like me. Let me quickly share an experience with you. But we are still friends today. Very good friend, is married with children. And I remember an incident during my university days. I was probably like in first year or second year of undergrad. And this guy and I used to, and I'm going to try to not say too much so that people don't figure out who the person is while they watch this. So we were friends after, how do I say it to be so I don't give his name away. So anyway, he will buy me things. I will, what's it called? I will go to a particular place. We just used to hang out, but guess what? That attraction was not there. I was not attracted to this guy. I just saw him as a friend, a church friend, literally. And then suddenly, this guy said to me, "Oh, Funke, I've got something to tell you." Maybe I wasn't even friends. I said, "What is it?" God said, "You're not gonna be my wife." And I'm like, where is this coming from? I'm not going to be your wife. It hurt me because I went back to God. I was like, I didn't even have any intention of marrying this guy in the first place. But for you to have tell him that I'm not going to be his wife, does that mean I'm a bad girl? What's my future like? Is something going to happen to me that God had already said this? But you know what? What I did straight away was, and I'm like, so this guy must have taken me to God to pray, or maybe God had said something. This is time for me to set the boundaries. I have to put the boundaries in place. It's okay.
Samantha has bomb.
Enjoying the benefits of.
Water bomb.
Oh, can we mute the person? That is, are we able to mute the person that they might? So I was able to manage it by putting boundaries.
No, those ones have never done anything. It's Samantha.
Are we able to mute
someone like
that?
Charlie has no.
What did you say?
I can't actually see the person.
You can
I
mute,
think the name is
you can mute
Ada
everyone.
Aura.
Yeah.
All right, I went to mute the person for now. So I was able to, we maintain friends till today, we are still friends. But that friend came with boundary from that moment to say, okay, I'm going to minute. Phone call has to be reduced. It should just be hello in church. So in that regard, I felt I was friend zone, but it wasn't like I was interested in the first place. So that took me by surprise. So different people have different experiences of being friends. I'd like to ask you, do you think a man and a woman can really be just friends without having feelings for one another? At least one person having a feeling. Have you ever been in a man and a woman, and you never had, oh, Ayodeji said no. Do you want to speak? So you cannot just be friends. And when you are single, marriage is another level. Can a man and for me, I have my personal view about that. but let's talk about single guys now. Can a single guy and a single girl really be just friends without taking it to another level, without having feelings? Asa said it's possible. Yes, you can. Okay. Anybody want to speak? Before I ask our Clinton, you want to say something?
Let's see if someone wants to speak. It's fine. Fine.
If somebody wants to please use your hand, you know that thing, or just unmute yourself. But people are saying you can just be friends. Do we agree? Guess?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Okay, hi.
Hi, Hester, you're right.
Yeah, my name is Lola. I
Lola.
think it's very possible. I think through my life, most of my friends have been guys, and like they were all of us were church people, but like we really had like really great friendship, and it was just like pure friendship. It was nothing. It was good. It was fun. We talked about each other's crushes and all of those things, and it was just pure and simple and brotherly mostly. So I think it's very possible, especially when both parties are just like into the whole friendship thing. I guess it gets complicated when one person now begins to like the other person, which is not always the case. Like, but I think it's very possible.
Okay, so and this is like being single. Am I like when you are single?
Yes, this was like single throughout my university days and my service days and everything like that in Nigeria. I had, but like everything, it was just simple. I had mostly guy friends, and my friends too. Like it was just simple friendship. We hung out a lot. We talked every day. It was just simple. No,
No
no
sort of anything at heart, just friends that like and get on.
Yes, and they get on. And when other guys are stopping you, or when they're stopping other chicks, they come, they ask you for advice. You guys talk about it. Ah, no, don't do that. Oh, yeah, let's go do this. Yeah, you did that. It was just fun. It was open, and they're all still my friends still now. Like,
Oh
their wives
wow!
have become my good friends. Like, and it's just pure good open friendship. Yeah. So I think it's
Wow,
very
that's amazing. And Lola said that their wives have also become our friends. I like that.
yes,
Oh, we are picking
yes,
out some
yes.
lessons there. Thank you, Lola, for your contribution. Clinton, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Lola a good question, to be honest. The person that just finished speaking.
Okay.
Was it a group kind of friendship?
Yeah, it was partly good, but they were mostly one-on-one friends. So you can have most of them became like my one-on-one friends. So we were first like in a group of about 9 people. There were 3 girls and 6 guys, and then obviously groups are very hard to maintain. But it was more of the one-on-one friendship. Yeah, with most of them. Obviously, there's no group to them. They are all still my friends, very close friends, by the way.
Wow. I'm impressed, can I just say? So the one-on-one friend, you probably don't know if the other person had feelings, but you guys, no, nothing was told to you from what I'm saying that, oh, I like you,
Well,
let's
because
take your number.
I doubt if there was any feelings, and I still doubt them because we're always talking about their girlfriends. Oh, I like this babe. Let me see this.
Okay.
Like so, it was so pure and open. It was just like having brothers. Like it was pure. I don't think there was any feel. I'll be shocked.
Even
I'll be
if
very
they're
shocked
feeling,
if
it
there
could be
was
just
actually
friendship that this is my friend, I like my
exactly.
friend.
Yeah, and I like my friend. Yeah, but it was nothing out of. Yeah,
I
it was
really
nothing
like.
romantic.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
it
much
was
for
just
sharing
pure.
that, Lola. Thank you so much. Do we have, Emmanuel, you want to say something? Mope, you want to say something?
No. I was just kind of laughing in my head and like smiling. I was like, I wonder why Clinton was asking that question, if it was a group or one-on-one. I mean, because personally, I think it's hard because I see friendships as like 4 levels, right? So I see it as from like acquaintance to like casual friends to close friends and then intimate friends. For a guy and a girl to be intimate, that's like Joseph, like Jonathan and David, like I tell you my deepest secrets. For those two, there's a huge risk of catching feelings. So I was thinking, is that why Clinton was asking? So I was actually laughing when he said, was it a
If
group
they were
friendship?
group or one-on-one, that kind of.
Yeah.
Bola, I think, thank you, Mope. Bola, you want to say something? You want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello. So what I wanted to just talk about is that ladies, we shouldn't have it in mind all the time that we are meeting a guy for relationship purposes, because if you keep an open mind, you would have friends. most of my friends are guys. And just having an open mind and just talking to them, they could be of help in different areas, maybe your business or one thing or the other. So not basically relationship wise, but at the end of the day, like the other lady mentioned, some of them may start to catch feelings, but some might not. So it depends on what you want at the end of the day. But friendships shouldn't be based on the like having friends with guys you shouldn't have that mentality of for relationship purposes. Just keep an open mind and just talk to people and meet people generally. Yeah, that's
Okay, thank you. But so when you have this friendship that stays friends, so you maintain friend with the opposite sex,
yes.
how do you set
Yes.
boundaries? Do people set boundaries? Do you get what I mean? Or when you say you have male friends, do you set boundaries? Are you conscious or they are of the opposite sex? Do you get what I mean? Are you conscious that this somebody of the opposite sex? I need to set boundary. Maybe when I speak to them, what I say, how when we
I'm
hang
just
out.
myself. I'm free. I'm just myself with them. I'm just myself. But obviously, it's not like you're going to like stay with them, go to their houses and stay overnight or something. You can't do that. Obviously, those are boundaries. But being free, being able to talk to them, being able to hang out with them.
So you can hang out with them, maybe like go to the cinema. Would you like go to the cinema? That kind of.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with
I'm
that.
just trying to bring out more things about how people set these boundaries that somebody will not start having feelings.
Yeah, at the end of the day, some men may start having feelings. Some may not have feelings. Some may maybe have girlfriends or every other thing. Personally. Oh, I have a call coming in.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right. All right. Thank you. Emmanuel, you want to say something or Clinton? After that, we get Jane. Yeah. I'm just thinking of maintaining man and woman friendship. Yeah. How do you define maintain that boundaries that you just keep it strictly friends?
Yeah. Before going there, Lola made mention about having group of friends. Clinton was trying to clarify if it's a single or group of friends. Then Mokwe was talking about the level and stages of friendship.
Acquaintance.
Now, so for me, at least to a level, I think, let's say man and a woman, maybe it could just end at the third level, probably not the fourth level, because once it gets to that fourth level, that's the highest level. And depending on the discussion and depending on the interaction and things you share and do, you're getting closer. Like not even the way she's saying, I will not go spend the night there and whatever. Now, there's a way you see this person, you're super free with this person. So you're not just even seeing the person, like the way Jonathan did not even see David as just a friend. He saw him like a brother. So technically, she's also, or he's also, like, depending on the both parties, that's how you're seeing this person. Now, you're getting closer to the person. Now, there's another thing whereby each individual, we tend not to jeopardize a particular relationship we have, even though we have this feeling. So now it could be a group or an individual thing. Now, just because of you value that friendship, you tend to kill that feeling. People kill their feelings for people, like, because let's just maintain it. I don't know how she would react and everything. So they tend to just kill the feeling. Now, I understand, listening to us also, I understand that most people, we're talking about from spiritual aspect and everything, and talking to God, Holy Spirit guiding you. But we're talking about this is like a journey now, and we're talking about people being woke and all that. It's a journey. It started from somewhere. We grew up, we understood some things. Same way with Clinton, he made mention about how, okay, they were coming, they were bringing food to him and everything, he was eating and everything. But spiritually, it was still growing. So his understanding was still was in a particular level, but as he started growing up and started seeing and experiencing some things, he understood that, okay, you have to clear this person, you have to take this, you don't need to take this because this comes with an extra benefit or whatever. So when you're growing up or when you're growing dependent physically or even spiritually, there are some things that you might actually not understand, and you might not be like, this is how I'm supposed to do it, and then you might not be able to express yourself. Now, that group friend or individual friend might not even have heard that anything from God or be like this. It might just be like, based on the fact that you've become that close friend.
That close friend.
This is what has been generating. This feeling is kind of like, in his mind, maybe sometimes probably having a conversation with someone, you feel like, yeah, this girl or something like this understands you a lot. You guys talk together. She understands. Like, imagine having a wife like that that actually flows with you on the same level, give the same band and spirit and everything. And that would be fun. Like, imagine having something like that. So sometimes such thoughts might just come to the person's mind or head, and
And
then
people like that sometimes get married.
yes. So yes, it's possible to be friends, but talking about the boundaries also, like maybe restrictions of what you're sharing, doing, and like some other things. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, before we go to Jane, it's very good to have boundaries, oh. But you know, like when Mope was talking about the levels of friendship, like levels of friendship, I believe even if you're one-on-one, you're, when I mean intimate, not necessarily mean sexual, intimate, like you're very close. Each person also have different boundaries. I remember one of my close friends, a male friend, then back in uni, and he didn't see anything wrong to come and visit me from another city to come and sleep over. And I'm like, excuse me, a male friend coming to sleep over? No way. I said I'll be lodging in a hotel. It was like, why would I be lodging in? It's my friend. I'm like, no way. I'm not that friendship. No, 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 no. I insisted that no way, you're not coming to sleep. No sleep over here. I'm not even lodging in your hotel. You're not hanging out with me till late. You're hanging out with me. We told my girlfriend's present. Yeah, you're my friend. But the guy felt I dragged too much meaning into it, but still I maintain my stance. Okay, Jane, let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, so regarding boundaries,
Yes.
I've always been someone who had loads of male friends. So before I got married, I used to have a lot of male friends. I felt more comfortable with guys because personally, I feel there's no more stress when you are friends with guys. And when it comes to when it comes to setting boundaries, I always make it from the get-go that we are just friends. We are friends. We are friends, right? There's nothing more. So I always, always, always. So when I finally got married, my friends, my male friends, I had to, the ones that I know my would connect with my husband, I introduced them. So it was just not my own friendship anymore. It was now like a family kind of friendship. So there are some of my male friends are now friends with my husband because I've already set the boundary. They know I'm married now. There are some phone calls I can't take at certain times of the day. Maybe when it's late, I can't do that talk. Maybe the person would want to have that conversation. He needs my view, he needs my advice. I would let them know that can we postpone it till tomorrow at certain times. Right now it's my family time. So these are ways you set boundaries. So now that I'm married, the ones I know would connect with my husband is now my husband's friends. So it's now like a family friendship. But then when I was still single, I made it very clear that, we are just friends. I always say that, we are just friends, but I can always help you with this. And most times when they want to visit me, I don't let them visit me at times that are not godly. So you visit me during the day, that's fine. I love cooking. I would cook. I would all hang out. We go out. We even go out to the cinema. Like Bola, you were asking Bola if you go to this. Yeah, I could go out to cinema, but then I always try to ask, what's your stand with this person? I ask a lot of questions. That's me personally. So I tend to ask, what's your relationship with this person? Are you not thinking of settling down? It's just me being me, but I made sure that there's boundaries from the get-go.
From the get-go.
From the get-go, from the start, I always make it very clear that if at some point I was dating someone, so I always let them, I'm dating this person, blah, 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 and we talk about it. So if at all the person had any reason to want to ask me out, he may say, because I had the experience one time where one of my friends was now asking me out. And I said, but I thought we agreed we were just friends. It was like, man, Jane, I can't keep this friendship. We are no longer friends. We have to stop being friends because I could understand that he couldn't be my friend, and he made it very clear. He said, Jane, I can't be your friend. I want more. But we were not on the same page.
Yes.
He wanted more, and I wasn't there. To me, he's only a friend, and I wanted it to stay that way. But when I realized that he couldn't keep that friendship, I have to let that friendship go.
Yeah.
So from the get-go, I set my boundaries. And I make it very clear that this is where we are. I define every relationship that I'm at. I always try.
Thank you so much, Jane. Jane has made some fantastic points. Very important to define that boundary, that relationship. It doesn't mean the person of the opposite sex will think the same way, but it's important for you to always maintain that, what's it called, boundaries. And also because Jane is married, she's linked it to even being married. She's chosen some of her friends, a male friend, to relate that have similar values to relate with her spouse. But she said she's maintained that boundary, because I want us to know that even the person you're talking may not have similar boundaries as you. So it's important for you to know what you can't expect somebody to think, yeah, they should not be calling you at 11 p.m., for example. You get that? You have to be the one to put those boundaries in place. And in Jane's scenario, we probably have similar scenario. If that person just wants to go out, you may have to end that friendship. You may not remain friends. Let's see from our survey. I think we asked that question in our survey, that if people remain friendship after they discover, did they stay friends with you? Okay, about 56% said, yeah, they maintained their friendship, but they were not close anymore. Okay, I was going to ask, okay, friendship is very important in marriage, right? People always say that friendship is important. And when you are friends, you tend to relate better. So why would two people who get on so well refuse to want to marry? Do you get what I mean? When people get on so well, why do they refuse to marry? Let's look at it from a Christian perspective, and also people that are not necessarily Christian. Why would they say no? Is it due to attraction, like Clinton said, feelings? They've not given time. Is it due to what they look for in a relationship, maybe? Some people, they like a tall, dark, and handsome. Some people want somebody that has a particular surname, maybe like Davis, Green. And if you're coming with one name that doesn't fit that, and even though they are your friend, they will not marry because they want a Davis, they want a Green surname. What did you say, Clinton? So why would two friends not want to take it to another level?
Okay, let me shoot with that. Mope was trying to say something, and I smiled. And I hope a lot of people can hear me. I probably have to address this sometime on my Instagram, which I have in the past anyway. I think I'm a big believer in purpose. Yeah, and a lot of people who I friend zoned in the past, not necessarily because of they were not nice enough, or they were not. I just believe that they were not meant for me, and it's not purpose. And we don't fit the same purpose, because I knew what my purpose was. I knew the kind of woman that would fit into it, and I knew what I wanted. And even if sometimes it didn't make sense to them, they saw me as a cold eyes, and wicked and very unnecessarily strict, and so on. I knew what I wanted, and obviously you can be close. Me and my wife, we are very close. We are literally friends, gisting, laughing, and discussing all sorts of things, and we still do it till now. So you can actually be married to your very good friend. It doesn't. There's no good. But I was a believer of purpose, and I knew the kind of woman I wanted, and that was why I turned down. And a lot of ones that I turned down earlier on in the uni. And I was not ready to get married. So what was the point of going into those relationships? Now there was a relationship that I was then, which obviously didn't lead to marriage. But it's life. But yeah, sincerely. Now let me quickly say something. Why I was laughing and why I asked the other question.
Bola, was it Bola you asked? Oh, Lola, yeah, the other person, yeah.
That question was, am I can testify to this? I have seen what intimacy can do to a group of people or two people. And I tell people that don't doubt. Okay, when I came to do my masters, I was living in a 2-bed apartment just by myself, and in class, a couple of ladies, they just came in and they were looking for rooms, and they were like, "Oh, you stay in a 2-bed apartment." They came to visit me one day. We had a group coursework. I came to visit one day. Hey, you said, "Can one of us live with you?" I said, "No."
See that?
And they were saying, and they were like, "Oh, why?" I said, "It's for your own good." and they thought I was being cocky. I said, "No, because I've seen what intimacy can do. Intimacy can make you fall in love with a monkey. If you leave the monkey too much, you will. If I can testify, I just don't want to give specific situation because it's a lot of people would know. Because it happens. So that's what there's a saying in Yoruba that what you want, don't smell it. There's no point. There's no point in that. Intimacy you can, and you don't trust those things unless if you are not straight, then it makes sense. Probably you are the one of those people that are same sex, the kind of thing, bisexual or something, or gay or whatever, lesbian, they make sense. But
what about when people say, "Let's see how it goes, let's see how," like in a relationship that
we're not going to that level. That is situationship. Let's see how
is that what they call it?
Yes.
Wow.
Or you say, "I'm in a complicated relationship." They ask you, "Are you what do you mean as you are in a relationship?" No. "Are you single?" No. But it's complicated.
It's complicated.
And they've entered some kind of another zones, and there are a lot of zones. Let's see how it goes. It's a good way. A lot of times, women, we don't like commitment. So if we agree to let's see how it goes, awesome. We are out there. I'm very happy, bubbling. And
so, what's your view for a single lady? Do you think when a guy tells them that let's see how it goes, let's see how it goes, they need to jackpot, get out?
What are you seeing how it goes? Because I understand that we're on a Christian platform, but we are not denying that let's see how it goes out there. It can end in sex, end in different things, abortion and everything, and you guys see how it goes. And I've seen people do how it goes for 7 years, 8 years in a relationship.
And emotions, we're talking emotions here. Your time, result,
and a lot of things. So when you hear let's see how it goes, it's fine. Unless if you, and there are some people that like the guy so much that they believe that seeing how it goes will help them win the guy at the end of it. And then they end up ending in premium tears, premium tears and then premium heartbreaks. I've seen a lot, yeah, but I'm just laughing. I don't know why Bokwe and Emmanuel is laughing. What is the truth? Premium tears, and let's see how it goes. You don't think let's see how it goes. Define your relationship, and even in a defined relationship, there are red flags that will tell you to jackpot, because even though it's defined, and there's a guy on Clubhouse, and this Clubhouse I've done it months now. Then he said he's a single married man.
Never heard of that statement, that phrase.
Oh, my Clubhouse people are not here. God have mercy. He says a single married man.
So like he's in an open marriage, so he can go out. Like awesome. He's not committed to that marriage.
Exactly. He's a single married man. So
wow.
Yeah, so there are a lot of things like that. So we just have to,
There's a comment there. Jane said, "Run for your life whenever you're told, let's see how it goes." I mean, Clinton has made a fantastic point in the sense of your purpose. When you know your purpose, all your friends cannot be your wife or your husband. Okay? I've read what Jane said. Purpose is very, very key. And some people, it could be as simple as attraction. They are not attracted to the person. But that let's see how it goes. What I'm hearing is run for your life, jackpot, let's see how it goes. And even if God has told you, let me share one thing very quickly from my personal experience. Even when God has told you that this is your spouse, let me use my husband and I as an example. Before even I said I should marry him, I already knew that this was what God was saying, which I didn't disclose to him because I'm not of a belief system that you need to ask me out or you need to be my friend. I don't want to use that God says the Lord to trap me as a Christian. Do you get what I mean? The God says the Lord will still come, but don't use that as your base to ask me out. I want to know you as a person first. Do you get what I mean? So anyway, in my case, what happened was my husband so for those that know my husband, is very strict, very disciplined. I know girls are also sidetracking. He's the one that sidetracked girls in that regard. So when it came to us going to marry, you need to see the way he was questioning me, like super question. I'm like, excuse me, who are you? Me too, I was giving him backfire with question and question. But he said something very interesting. He said, oh, Funke, this is the length of time that I'd like to cut for because I need to do this and this. I said, excuse me. Bye-bye. Even though God is saying you're going to be my husband, you want to marry me, I'm sorry. I'm not going to wait for so before we marry. Bye-bye. If I'm still available, you come back. If I'm not available, that's all. So I just want us to know that even if somebody is very clear, they're saying they want to marry you, and they're giving you some time frame, no matter how you like the play, make your intention very clear. I made it quite clear to my husband to say, hang on a minute, yeah, you want to do this, you want to finish this first. Yeah, I said, yeah, if that's what, I don't have an issue. This is your purpose. Go and fulfill your purpose. If I am still here, then if I'm not here, I am not here. But he had to go back. Not long he came back to say, I'm sorry for thinking like that too. God hasn't paid. God hasn't.
Most of people, they are engaged for like 5 years. Lots of the ring.
You get what I mean? Because somebody is saying they need to fulfill the purpose. So it means that I don't have purpose to fulfill. Excuse me. So I want us to think that nobody should be thinking they are more important than one person. You are both important. You're both precious. Your purpose is important. Their purpose, and God wants to put you. Let's say Emmanuel that is important. The person that Emmanuel will be, there's something that you need help with that your wife will be helping you with. And there's something that your wife needs that you're going to be helping her with. That's why God wants to put both of you together. So it's not like you have it all, she has it all. You are both important. You're both going to be helping one another. So that boundaries is super important. You are both, and no guy should think they are more special than you. So we need to get up, because I know some Christian guys think they are all that, and some Christian ladies to think they are all that.
People think about me like that. I get you. You have thrown shade to some people like us in the past. Yeah.
Yes, now, but because you are maybe youth president, fellowship leader, something like that doesn't bother me. So nobody should come and use that to say I've been leading these people who have been like, no. You listen. Emmanuel, what is your view about friendship? Go on. Somebody want to say something? I can't hear you. You are muted.
I said you are right. What you're saying is right. It's valid, very valid, to be honest. Yeah, very valid.
You want to chip in? What's right about it?
It's fine. It's very valid. Yes, because if a couple of people have probably stood up to me, their time wouldn't have been wasted.
Look at that.
I think you're right, to be honest.
Nobody's time should be wasted for anything. Okay, let me ask Mope a question. Let's say what are the signs that people should watch out for if somebody is trying to be more than a friend? We're going to be wrapping up soon. What are the signs for somebody? So you are in a friendship relationship. I don't like you. I don't see you as a friend. Should there be any signs, or people sometimes misread signs? I know it's not the blanket route to all this, but should there be any sign that we should watch out for? Somebody coming to sleep over, it may not necessarily mean because they want to take it to another level, or is that a sign that this is a red flag? What should be the sign that somebody likes because they take you to a cinema?
For me, I think sacrificial things, and I say that because people have different levels of what they can sacrifice. Now, to me, driving from Aberdeen to London might be a huge sacrifice, and for another person it might be nothing. You also need to know the person and what the level of sacrifice the person is doing. So once someone starts doing sacrificial things to sometimes even inconvenience themselves, and they're like, no, it's fine, when you know he's going to be sleeping at work tomorrow, then you might start thinking whether or not this person wants to take it to another level. And just piggybacking on your question.
I have a question for you there. I have a question when you finish.
Oh, really? When you were talking about why people who are friends, and you were like, oh, friendship is important in marriage, that how come there's some people that don't want to take it to a different level? But sometimes I kind of feel like, and I know two parties that it happened to, there's a certain point, like I said, the whole level of friendship thing, there's a certain point you get to in your friendship with this person whereby you're like, there's now an imbalance between like intimacy and the commitments you people have towards each other. So it's like, maybe I should actually take it to another level. But if there is none, then you guys still remain friends because you want to get a deeper level of friendship. However, like I say, the more intimate you are with this person, the risk of catching feelings is higher. Now, and I know I'm digressing. I was just kind of not wanting to interrupt anybody, but then the part of boundaries, I love boundaries. Now, there are times where I create boundaries. There are times where you respect boundaries, but there are also times where you need to break through boundaries based on conviction, because there are some times when God wants you to get close to a particular person. God has a purpose, preordained, planned, you know, and the more you push this person away, the person might never get to see what God has in store for you. I mean, through you, for that person. So yes, I absolutely love boundaries because I don't expect an acquaintance to just show up at my house saying, I'm in front of your house. No, it can't happen. But there are times where we need to break through these boundaries. And I know, I mean, yeah, it's not black and white. These are
I was going to say it's not black and white.
It's not black and white. And that breaking through boundaries is reserved for specific instructions from God. It's not like, oh, you know, you can just break boundaries. Someone just tries to break boundaries and I just allow the person.
And when you're saying break boundaries, I don't know what you're thinking though, because I don't know
what I say break boundaries is you might have a set boundary, like I don't allow people come to my house after 6 o'clock, no matter who you are, like you're not my close friend. Because the truth is, in the levels of relationships, you would have boundaries for each of those levels, right? My intimate friend would have more access to me than my casual friend. Do you understand what I'm saying? In terms of the boundaries, that's why I said sometimes there are times when God tells you, allow this person to come. You don't know why. The person might be hurting, the person might want to. Do you get? So that's why I said, you know, break boundaries, but obviously with healthy, you know, which will make sense. Like I said, the more intimate you are, the risk of catching feelings is there. And I totally agree with Manuel, totally agree with Clinton on that, you know. But going back to your question was what are
about signs, yeah.
For me,
so when they actually go like out of their way, sort of
sacrificially. And yes, I know they're not Jesus, I know they're not the Holy Spirit, but there are some things where people will tell you that they're doing for you and you're like, okay, you know. I mean, imagine someone telling you, oh, I'll drive you to, you know, Aberdeen from when you have work at 8 a.m. the next day. You think about yourself like, okay, is this really just friendship? And guess what? That might be the person's personality. So you also need to know the person as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like you need to balance it with the person's personality and the person of the level of their sacrifice that they're doing. Because guess what? Some people are generally like that. Like you find people who are sanguine, you know, that would go out of their way to do whatever for you. So that's why you also need to know who the person is and know their level of sacrifice that they're doing for you. Once I know that this is beyond, this is not your normal, then you know. Okay.
So I was going to ask you, Mopeda. So let's say somebody is showing you a level of service, they're not even to show that they like you, and you interpreted that sign as they like you. Would you actually ask them to say what's going on, or like, do you like, or you wait for them to tell you?
I probably wouldn't, and that's why I said timing is better. I mean, I ask God. I mean, I'm married, but you know, we all of that. You also need to ask God for wisdom, because you don't want to jump and say something. The person's like,
excuse me,
that's my personality. Like, why are you taking it personal? So it's also a bit of wisdom and, you know, timing. Like, okay, if you notice it once, notice it twice, notice it, you might have to ask.
I think so. I think
you might have to ask if it's also pressing on your heart. So it's important to listen to your heart as well. Listen to your mind, you know, because God will put some things in your mind. And I'm not trying to go all spiritual on everybody, but there are some times when, okay, you might just need to ask. And guess what? The opportunity will always arise. It's just important to be sensitive, you know, to what you're asking. Oh, do you do that for all your friends? Or like, you also need to be wise about these things. Like, you don't literally have to say, do you like say it in a very casual way, but the person is getting your message and your message is being passed across. So at that point in time, you need to kind of address it like, oh, do you do that for everybody? So that we have a clear understanding, like, oh, to just understand that I'm not above your casual friends.
What you just said, to me, that's a tactful way of even asking that, oh, thank you for this, but do you normally do this for everybody? To me, I want to hear, because I wanted to share one example. My husband, while we're single, he was in charge of the youth he was in charge of the youth fellowship. And because our relationship was coded at some point before it became public, some ladies were coming to me to say, oh, I think Brad Debola likes me. Oh, I think Brad Debola likes me. And obviously, I have to find out, why do you think he likes you? I have to know. And some of the reasons, he sent me music on my Facebook, to my Facebook inbox. He sent me this. And obviously, I'll be going back to him that these people are saying that you like them for so reason. He said, well, he sent this to everybody. I said, well, this person is clearly saying that you like her for this reason. Or maybe because you rang them to say, have you done this for the meeting, But because that phone call is always about, have you done this? The girl is already thinking you like her, that you're always ringing. So you need to do something about this. So I'm like the FBI in the background. So I like what you are saying, that if somebody's doing sacrificial, that could be a sign. I definitely agree. Give you a bit of time, but the timing too, you want to know the length, the duration of the time. But you said something that I quite like, is this something you do for everybody or that kind of thing? But don't start thinking you're telling people, oh, I think John likes me, I think Emmanuel likes me, and things like that. Okay, Emmanuel, what signs do you think people should watch out for in terms of friendship?
I think we've actually
covered it.
And yeah, just stressing your point and everything, because Clinton knew that at least back then in uni, I was, let's say, welfare and follow-up department, and then you get to call people and be like, hello, how are you doing? After service, probably your call is the first one they're saying, or okay, they're trying to discuss
you like them.
And you are the kind of person, I'm the kind of person that I listen a lot. So, and then I try to, okay, we lived in a place where maybe someone would be like, oh, you're sick, you're taking them to the hospital and everything. But that's the kind of person you are, or that's the position you are. So these are the kinds of things you do. So by doing them now, sometimes they just misinterpreting that kind of thing. Now, someone could be like this, I'm like, I'm not understanding, because this is me, this is how I operate, you get me? But probably if I have something like extra feeling or whatever, you would see it will be way different than this, and I'll be more focused on you. But this is what I do to, like, technically everyone, this is how I show or I work or operate or whatever thing. So yeah, understanding like, as far as this person is your friend, at least it's your duty to understand that friend. Like, okay, I call you my friend, then I need to understand you. Okay, this is what you like, this is what you don't like, this is the kind of things you do, this is the kind of things you would not do, these are the people you value, these are the people you don't value. So like, it helps you to actually watch yourself and be like, okay, this is where it's going and this is where it's coming from, in order for you not to misinterpret.
So you make it like, what about if a lady, this is the lady, because this was something that I remember my husband experienced. A lady keeps telling me, oh, Emmanuel, I really miss you in choir practice. Oh, I really miss you. How do you, because he handled it by saying, oh, I'm sure he will find a way, but he will not say I miss you. When a lady is trying to pass a message to you, how will, because we've been thinking guys that are show the sign. Sometimes girls also they are showing you the sign. How would you handle that as a single man?
So it depends.
And you're not interested in the lady.
Yeah, it depends now on the situation and the person also, because everyone has their way of recepting certain information. So sometimes some of us were kind of like very careful of the kind of words we say in order not to still hurt them. So now, depending how it is, there are just some words that you say, no matter how you try to quote it, it might still hurt the person, because the person would quote that, okay, he's kind of like rejecting me. So, oh, I miss you or whatever. Oh, I miss everyone also, I'm coming soon, kind of thing. Oh,
you find a way.
Exactly. You just find a way to do it. Or for some, depending on how strict they're coming, you just be like, I understand you and I understand what you're feeling, but I don't feel this way. I don't hate you. It's not like whatever thing, but I don't see us in this particular stage or phase or relationship kind of thing. We can be good friends or whatever. If you like it, okay. If you don't like it, I still respect your decision. You can just move on. But yeah, depending on the people, you find a way to actually bring out that word in order not to like mess everything up totally. But rejecting, like I made mention at the beginning of the call, like men, I think somehow we are programmed to withstand and take a certain amount of rejection. So no matter how they say no or bounce us back, we still keep on moving at some stage. But it's different for a lady to get rejection, because sometimes once you reject her, then she kind of like close up like a turtle. She just goes inside.
So we need to the man need to be sort of tactful to pass that message across.
Yes, you just need to be discerning so that you know the kind of words you bring out.
I really like that. I really like that. So we have about 3 minutes to go. I think it would be lovely to hear your final words. What would you, because obviously, as you know, we've been talking about the friend zone. What would be your final word to those that are watching us and those that will be catching up as well? Your final words. So I'm going to start with Mo in terms of your final words. Share some nuggets, some wisdom that you want people to remember you for today.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I mean, what would my final words be? I think my final words would be one, friend zoning is not always a bad thing. And yes, I know it might hurt. You might hurt your ego, blah, blah, blah. You might feel rejected. However, see it as a way to create a better version, more romantic, more, packaged version of yourself for whoever you're going to meet. Because guess what? In whoever you end up in with, there's always purpose between you and that person. Be prayerful, have the spirit of discernment for the red, yellow flags that we have in some cases, the situationships, the, complexities and, funny relationships. It's important to have the mindset that, and to tell yourself that, you deserve better. You don't deserve to be in any situationship. And really and truly, boundaries are great, but sometimes with the Holy Spirit and also having the spirit of discernment, God might actually tell you when to break through those boundaries. So that's my take. Friend zoning is not always a bad thing. Not always.
Oh, thank you. You've been so full of wisdom this evening. Thank you, Mafe. Thank you for that. For those that are still on, for our Zoom people that are here, thank you so much for obviously spending time with us. And please feel free to leave your own final words as well as we wrap up. Clayton, over to you. Your final words.
Before I will say my final words, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, quickly, just spare me.
That's all right.
When Mokwe was speaking, I was smiling a lot when she mentioned sacrifice, and it makes sense why a lot of my wife had to even correct me about some of these things, and a lot of my friends were the one defending me at my back. I make I make loads of sacrifices for anybody, for anyone, at any time. I don't bother. It doesn't do me anything. Like what we say, I used to feel like probably I'm Jesus Christ because of the leadership responsibilities and whatsoever. And a lot of people, loads of people have taken it the other side. And
but ladies can equally be thinking you really like them.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And my friend says, forget it. It does for anybody and anyone. And there's a situation I had, that some ladies was feeling a type of way because I was using dear for her. And she came to meet me, and I showed her my shirt. I said, see, literally everybody I use them for on Instagram comments or WhatsApp or whatever. I know you're special, but trust me.
Okay, you use it for even a female gender, like the female gender, the dear. Yeah. Some people actually don't mean any harm, especially like in your situation.
But somebody took his P, like it was a feeling. So and compliments. Let's watch compliments. When you compliment people too much, they feel like you like them. So I'm just using myself as an example of a lot of things that are falling trap that I'm falling into, that people just make assumptions. So sacrifice is there using pet words, and then compliment. Just a lot of people you take it P on those things. So yeah, yeah, I just wanted to on that.
Those are fantastic points that we've not covered.
Yeah, one of those ones. Yeah, so in my closing word, I'll just read them. Titus 2:7. It says, show yourself in all respect to be a model of good works, and in your teaching, show integrity and dignity. So I believe in moderation, and even in our friendship and relationship, we need to be respectful. We need to to carry ourselves with dignity and carry ourselves with integrity, and it will save us a lot of unnecessary problems when it comes to this thing we call friend zone. Just be clear, be straightforward. I've seen people tell me, before I used to take advantage of it when I was way younger. Oh, I love you, that kind of. But if you tell me now I love you, it hasn't happened to me 2 years ago. It hasn't happened to me when I was even after being married. I shouldn't be saying things like this, but thank you very much. It's okay to love me. That is fine. I understand how you feel. It's fine. It's not a problem. And you've not done anything bad. Thank you for expressing your feelings. But you're not gonna work. And I don't end it that way so that they won't feel bad. At some point, I see through hands of friendship there and there till I slowly kill it off.
Of course. Everything takes wisdom and tactics.
Manage emotions also. In the past, it has to be brutal, but the more you get matured, you help people manage their emotions. I understand that it's okay for people to like you. It's okay for people to love you. They've not done anything wrong.
Clinton, can you please repeat that scripture? Because I think that's quite powerful. Titus 2?
Titus 2:7. Titus 2:7.
2:7. Okay. All right. Please feel free to check that scripture. And it says that, say that again, because I was listening.
Yeah, I said that. It says, show yourself. I'm probably paraphrasing now. Show yourself in all respect to be a model of good works. Show yourself in all respect to be a model of good work. I think I'm quoting ESV version. But yeah, your teaching show integrity and dignity.
Show integrity and dignity. Okay, thank you so much, Clinton. Mr. P. Emmanuel, final words from you.
Final words. Thank you everyone for the wonderful words, contribution and everything we've been saying. And you've already said most of the things I wanted to say. So we grow and we learn. So as time goes on, let's try to learn from these little things that we've made mistakes on and help ourselves move on. Try to express yourself, but also mind the kind of words you say in order not to say the wrong thing, like how you express yourself. Try to be discerning and use wisdom in things you do. And in order for you to be able to be discerning, you need to still be praying. You need to be prayerful so that you walk with the Spirit of God and the Spirit of God works with you. And then know your limits. Know your limits. So this is what you're doing. Know that when you say this or do this or act like this, it could be interpreted in certain ways because we all think differently. And that's most of it.
Wow. Our guests, you guys are so loaded. Honestly, we need to have you more again on Kabod Lounge. You guys, one would think that you've gelled, you've met before, all of you have discussed, everything just all gelled together. Thank you so much. Thank you, Quentin Wilson. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Mokpe. Thank you, Mokpe. And also Amma as well, because I know she was online, but probably due to technical difficulties. Thank you to everybody that have taken their time this evening to be a part of this. I can see, I'm just going to read out the name of the people here. We've got Jane, Joe, Priscilla, Tayo. Yes, Ariyike, Ade, Lola, Bola, and Priscilla, and we had Ayodeji as well. We had a number of people. And if you're watching on Facebook, you're welcome. We thank you for your time. Thank you. Please feel free to leave your comment. We had Chinwe as well. We had Onome. We had so many people. I don't want to miss out name. If you've been a part, we appreciate your time this evening. And those watching on YouTube as well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to the IT. I don't know if Pastor wants to say anything at all. Anything before we wrap up, please let me know.
Yeah, I said thank you so much, everyone.
Oh, he said thank you in the chat section. Okay, said thank you so much. As you can see, the leadership of Kabod Chapel, they're thanking everyone for being a part of Kabod Land this evening. So that's it from all. I hope you have taken at least one lesson. I'm sure you've taken notes, but at least one lesson with you this evening. Have a good evening, everyone, and thank you so much to our lovely guests for sharing words of wisdom with us this evening. God bless you all. Take care. Bye. Thank you, everyone, for joining.